New on stage with us today, Cider.
I like to be outside.
That's a mysterious name.
Oh man, I already tell it's going to be a fun one today. Hey, welcome everybody in the audience. I see you're all lining up. See everybody here. It's nice to see you again. Dubstep Rod, Will Bake. Mal, you're in the audience. Join us on stage. Elf, Yand Rolf. That's a funny name. G-Dub, Maple, Star, 1975. Is that a birthday? It's just an X. Welcome. It's good to see everybody come back again. Hello, Martin. Hello. Got a couple of
Hello. I was waiting to be pulled up.
Oh, do you have to be pulled up?
Yeah, it doesn't show the option on this, and my internet on the PC keeps being funny. So I don't know whether it's always better using a PC or the phone, and then it doesn't let me pull up on this.
Okay. I'm glad somebody pulled you up there. Ed777, welcome. Anti Madness. Anna Matilda. Career Rectangle. That's an interesting name and picture too. Hey, we're 2 minutes over. My goodness. Maybe we should get started. What do you guys think? Where is Michelle? Does she need to be invited in?
She was just here. She invited me in. Maybe she's restarting.
Okay. We'll just give that a moment for her to jump
she's
in and
just
join
fixing
us.
her sound.
Okay. Let's do this. Here is I I think found one of my favorite gifts for all time. I know everybody makes fun of the way I say it. It's okay. Resource sent me this. I just posted in discussion. Hopefully it'll come through clearly for everybody. Yes, there it is.
Did everyone see the nice leak that went out yesterday? The nice blade leak? Anyone figured it out yet? I've seen lots of speculation. I've seen it might be a turkey cake. That was an interesting one.
Turkey cake?
That was one of the speculations. I believe it went on Twitter.
That sounds so gross.
Yeah.
I think we should make a quick change and go for sure with turkey cake.
There you go. The community has spoken. We're going to change the name of it to turkey cake. Oh yeah, there you go.
It really does look like a turkey cake.
I don't want any part of a turkey cake. That sounds really nasty, guys. Would you have turkey in the cake, or would the cake be of a turkey?
It's a turkey-shaped cake.
I like Willow's
Willow Martin. That's hilarious.
Oh boy. Let's see.
It even kind of rotates like our NFT. That's incredible.
Still hanging for Michelle to be here, our MC. Well, thank you everybody for joining us.
I appreciate you posting my favorite GIF of all time, Rick and Morty.
That is.
You know, like that Blazer is going with the turducken cake.
Oh, geez. Way to level up.
It's really the only way it can get worse.
No, it could get even worse.
I had a turducken once, actually. I got a turducken because I was just really curious. And you know what? Surprisingly, it actually wasn't as good as I anticipated it being. I was a little disappointed. Maybe if I had made it myself, I think it might have been different. But I bought a turducken. And it was kind of bland, actually.
It actually can get worse. Yes, it gets worse. There is one further step.
Yeah, BitBlazer was
maybe-
disappointed with his turducken too. See, there you go. It's not just
So
me.
maybe I'll do the updates part for the competition this week. And we've got so we've done stack boxes. How's everyone feeling about those? Hell yes. Big bad boss meta. This was
a
for the guided
nightmare.
blade. Yes, this was for the guided blades ghost card. A very nice ghost card, I think. Nice unique one. Still no balance. So loved it, says Star. Moyes love it. Mr. Pottymouth having a foul mouth as usual. Big fun. Loved it. That's nice. So that was a big one. We had the
Please no
Garmin
more.
specialist. We had the Garmin specialist ghost cards go out as well. I believe they're all sorted now, Rheosaurus. The issue that we first had where there was the slight mix up on the rarity.
Yes, and that was my fault. So I apologize to you, community. But yes, they are sorted and fixed and squared away.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm sure everyone was enjoying using those, making those fabric boxes. Or did you even need them this week is the question. Who was trying to slow down? Who was trying to speed up? It's the fun part about this meta. We've had some... Did we have any other bug fixes? Normally Farmer Michelle has that. Let me go and check the log. We did have some. I just want to get it right. So, yes. We had the salt station NFT not delivering to the salt storage NFT. That was a big one that had been on the community's please do now list. So we've done that one. We don't have Volcrom this week, Sage, to do some forever updates. He's a very busy man right now, doing all the good stuff for us. I'm not sure if you have anything to say on that, or we just let Volcron next week give us the highlights.
I'll jump in a couple of things. So one of the things that's happening on the project, exclusive of all the tech, because the team just continues working, is this week, producer and I jumped in there really deep to figure out the scheduling for all the tests that we have left, so we can get to launch. And the idea is that we want to give as gosh, I almost leaked a date. The idea is we want to move very quickly to get something in the players' hands. And that's sort of changed. I've changed the strategy a little bit. Rather than trying to fit everything into the first release for everybody, we're going to go, first step will be just to get to the same point of features that we have right now in Townstar Live, and then add all of the new stuff on top of it. And when you think about that for a second, here's the logic behind it: is we have so much new stuff going in, persistent towns, all the features that we've been talking about, but that's going to require a lot of QA and testing. And I would rather have everybody start working as soon as or start playing and building their towns as soon as possible on the new code base. And so that's we could have did a little shift in strategy on that. And so we're working on getting it nailed down. And there's some good news. I just went over the schedule on that, but we still need a little bit more of what I call schedule hardening, so that we can actually have a date we can all share and commit to, and then build the marketing plans around, build the announcement plans around, build testing plans around. So that's the big. Have I mastered Godot yet? Subspace. Actually, I did. I spent some time on it this weekend playing with it. Very much like Unity. And I started way back in the summer, took a look at it, and like, okay, a lot of advisors saying this is the great way to go. And then this weekend I loaded it up, did some test builds, and got to play with some of the tools that inside. I wouldn't say I'm a master, but having come from a Unity background myself, I kind of know how this works. So that, I think, unless we can think of other stuff to specifically bring up on Godot, what about if we move on to Q&A? And I just got a note from Michelle. She has no sound coming out of her computer right now. She's trying to fix that. Hopefully she'll be able to join us soon. But why don't we jump into those questions? And I'll ask.
Okay.
Here's one of the questions. Go ahead, Mal.
No, I was going to say, I was just about to ask. I was going to say, oh, it's just saying, okay.
Go for it, Mal. Go for it.
Are you sure? I should have interrupted you. So, what can we expect to see different in the first week on the new game versus the current game?
Yeah. So that one kind of was modified a little bit up compared to related to what I just said. So if you were to look at the first version that I want us to release, and you go, wow, this feels like Townstar Live right now, except for no cheating or dramatically less cheating, more solid code base, better speed, and the features that we all know and love. I think one of the biggest differences that we're going to see is you'll be running 24/7. And as we were talking about this, I think it was Michelle might have brought this up. The question of is that what players want? What about the players that come in and get their initial town set up and then want to turn it off, maybe go to sleep for the night or go to work and then come back and then run it? So I think we have a question for everybody. Do you want the option to have a pause button? Oh, look at that. Pixel Mouse, you jumped into it. Pause, yes or no? So you just pause the simulation. Nothing goes forward. No more earnings. Interesting. Okay.
A lot of pausing.
Yeah, a lot of people saying yes.
I like one odd gents. No, I mean yes.
Hold on for a second.
But hopefully I don't forget it's paused.
Oh yeah, when you pause, so people will fall behind. You're exactly right, Will Martin.
A lot of people. Okay.
Why do you want to pause? Will Bake. I think there's some people saying that they don't want the town to run when they're not ready for it.
Yeah, if you haven't set your wage, if you haven't set your cash rush to support maybe your big wages, some metas require you to have, an extra wage going on. There's all kinds of various reasons you might just not want to leave your town completely running yet because you've started something and you think, in a couple of hours I'm going to come back and finish it. Right now you would have the option to just not let it, burn all the cash that you've saved up to carry on doing something when you come back. So having the pause option would mean that you didn't progress like you don't now. It'd be the same as now, only it wasn't about closing and opening your browser. You just had the option to pause.
That's a good idea from Evios. Pause with a timer. Interesting one. I like Willow's comment the most, though. If someone doesn't want to win, why fight that?
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It doesn't. I don't think it gives anyone an advantage that they can pause while everyone progresses. So,
no, definitely not. At least not that I can think of.
So one of the things I do want to add is right now we're just talking about competition mode because persistent mode will have different rules. Just want to make sure because I know everybody is very keen on either taking screenshots or recordings and saying, but you said, I just want to be very specific that right now we are talking about just in competition. There was a question on subspace you raised up there. Here's a bit of trivia. I saw Subspace in gold last week. I actually managed it for all the guys who remember that game, Subspace from Virgin Interactive. I actually managed it for a period of time. And that literally was the last client authoritative game I ever worked on. When I worked on that, it was like never, ever again. I'm going to work for a client authoritative game. And here we are, some years later, working on client authoritative game. It's back. But will it always be a browser game, or will we look at turning into app? Yes, we're looking at turning to app. But the way I discussed it with the team is I want to get the browser game up and working first. Have all the functionality in there, test the fun, because it's much easier when you can do daily updates if you need to on a browser, as opposed to go through the Apple approval cycle or the Android approval cycle, which is much faster, but just takes more. Ooh, Earthworm Jim and MDK, you're right. Yes, S2 Anna S2, the first version of TSF on Godot. The game will keep running when we close the browser. Yeah, that's the intent. And then we were just talking about the pause button. So any other questions and thoughts, you guys on the stage, do we see any other thoughts or questions on this topic, or should we move on? With pause mode, how long are competitions going to be? Okay, so Vulture said if there's a pause mode, how long will competitions last? I guess.
Well, it wouldn't be
Go
that you
ahead,
got
Mel.
to extend the competition in any way, but if it's, let's just say it was
Oh,
a
good
10
point.
10-hour competition, if you just for some reason pause for 5 hours of that, then everyone else had 5 hours more than you. It's just for the point of like your town isn't ready to be ran for 24 hours yet. So you might often save a bunch of cash up and think I'm going to come back then and build all the necessary things, and you don't want your wages eaten away into that cash while you're not doing anything. There's just various reasons why you would pause. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is just stops the simulation. It doesn't affect competition time.
No, they're just as Willow likes to point out, they would be giving up their own progression. But in some
Yeah,
cases, it would be very tactical not to come back and all your wages was gone and or whatever else. You would only
yeah.
be further behind then because you've got to rebuild all the cash, sell buildings and stuff like that. So there's a big advantage to pausing.
Mm-hmm. I want to delay user access. Not sure what that means, Maurice. But this does bring up, it just bring up a conversation we also had as a team earlier in the week, is that let's say we go ahead, I use the pause button for an example, right? So we go ahead and say, yes, the community really has given some feedback, and we'll add the pause button. Seems like a good thing. What we then do, live ops on a team, is we'll look at the data. How many people are using the pause button? How is it being used? And that'll help guide our decisions going forward. So when we go out and ask for data or ask for ideas from community or comments or feedback, that gives us a good starting point. But then what we do when the game goes live is we actually just look at the data. We just go, okay, what is it telling us? What's the data telling us? Then we confirm what we think with what the community thinks, and then we try new things. So maybe we find out that people use the pause button, but only on the first day of the competition. So what does that mean? Can we make it even better for those people? So, yeah, that's kind of just the way it worked behind the scenes. I'm not sure how many people actually know what it's like to be in a live game team. But there's a lot of experimentation, data collection, and we can actually make decisions based on data versus just gut feel or instinct.
Well, SageMaker, I really like Will Bake's comment. Can I use gems to pause someone else's town?
Whoa! Well, we talked about PvP towns earlier.
We did.
Mao was talking about that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I heard there was PvP going on in Townstar. I was quite, I find that a very interesting mechanic and all the various things you could do. Obviously, that wouldn't just be any old competition if just before everyone starts panicking. That'd just be some. I just heard that Rusty, I believe, was mentioning PvP and that was going to be happening on his server, how he does things. So it was interesting to note that might be something the community actually likes, and I can see people suggesting it. So
S2, Anna, S2.
Yeah, see, that's what I was basically saying, Anna. It's people always immediately jump to like no, and they think that like they're just dragged in. This is if it ever existed, it'd be completely separate. It would be like you would be entering into that, knowing what it was, kind of deal. But not that we have like direct plans for that or anything, but just I know everyone goes on wild speculation when we say things. So if anyone does start the speculation, just note that it wouldn't be like right now you're all involved and anyone can, it's not going to be like that, and it never would be. It would be separate and people's choice.
Yeah, that roster kept PvP coming, right? No. One of the things when we made Farmville, there's so many people playing it, and we knew the audience and how they love playing the game. And then there became a lot of farm games, a lot out of Asia, that had stealing and other kind of PvP elements. And when we suggested that to anybody in the community on Farmville, they were like, raged, just super angry against that. So yeah, we won't just inflict it on people. What's the next question there, Mal? Oh wait, Michelle's here. Michelle joined us. Can you hear us, Michelle?
Yes, I had to join from my cell phone because I still am unsure as to why my computer is not putting out any sound. But I'm here.
Glad to have you. Okay.
So the
So,
next question we
Mouse,
have here, you
take it over.
want me to take it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, take it.
It says we had some talk about coin being rewarded again. Any follow-up?
Yeah, so I'll jump in, and then also maybe Outsider could jump in too. So,
Definitely.
coin being awarded again. Yes, we're looking at basically how to just turn it back on. Same rules and distribution, and the big change would be how we set the distribution amount. And as things happen, we're still going through legal, accounting, and process checks on how to do that. We think we know how to do it, but the surprising thing to us was the community seems split on that. Uh, there was, I think I mentioned last week, there was some people who were like, yes, turn it on right now, as fast as you can. Other people were like, please don't do it until we're ready. Another group was very energetic about the fact that they didn't have enough information to give an opinion on that. And the last group was just, I don't know, kind of angry and salty, like normally happens. But that's where we're at with that. Outsider, did you have another couple of notes to share?
No, not too much. Just I think kind of what you were touching on was we really want to get that positive, more unanimous decision from the community when we decide to do something big like this. So we're going to make sure we do it the right way. We'll bring you along the journey, but not too much else to share. I think that's right.
Yeah, there you go, Moise. Not enough information yet. Yeah, all the
Ispira asked
information
a question. Oh, I was going to say, Spear asked a question, still a max amount of town? And yes, that has not changed. We are still
Oh yeah.
going to say that, the current max supply of town is that about 590 million number or whatever it is out there today. So yeah, that is great. So cool.
Yeah, that will not change. We've got big plans coming for November and December, and part of all of that is, can we get town turned on for a test out some new theories that we have that we're going to put in Town Star Forever, and then also just the time that it takes to do the features that we want to do in November, December for Town Star Live, while also doing Town Star Forever. A lot of work going on soon. So that's the update there. What's the next question, Michelle?
The next question I have here is, are there any plans for a non-ghost card NFT competition in the near future?
Now question.
Yeah. What's the? I mean, we don't want. Is that what's being asked, or we just want? I mean, we can. I mean, yeah, I do think we could do one in the near future. I think we can definitely have some fun there. I'm not going to give a date when, but I do think it doesn't have to just be ghost cards. Definitely.
Okay. Michelle, I think someone was asking you about Mr. Spock and Star Wars.
I did watch those movies. I watched 4, 5, and 6. I forget what their names are, but I did watch them. I liked the middle one of the 3 was my favorite of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
I do now understand who that character is. An evil person trying to get people to use their dark emotions to get power with the Force. Or something similar to that.
This is
And that's my
this is
breakdown
too
on
fun.
Star Wars.
Well, now you've seen the originals. Some people completely agree with you. Right? Empire Strikes Back, I think, is one of the best.
It sounds like now it's time to watch Spaceballs. The Star Wars spoof movie.
Spaceballs.
You saw that before? Any of
I'm
the Star
sure.
Wars? Pizza the Hut, exactly.
What's our next question, Michelle?
The next question I have is, with the recent discussions of town coin earnings being turned back on, what will determine levels? There was a lot going on before earnings were turned off surrounding whether it would be Gala, town coin, or a combination. Is that? Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I think, it's okay. Yeah, we kind of answered this before. It'll be working the same type of awarding rules, but the distribution line is what we're trying to figure out how to do it in a new way, a different way. And then, like I said, to test this idea of zero sum economy for Town Star Forever. And there's some complexities there, and we figured it'll be a nice treat for the community, but also allow us to kind of see how how things work. And then, interestingly enough, what I didn't expect was having to have the discussions with the legal team and accounting team how this all has to work. So it's actually worked out well that we started talking about this. Let's see, anything else?
That's all I have
Just to
for
touch on
questions.
the Star Wars thing one more time before we go on. I actually worked on the game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for a while. So I love to see all the talk of Star Wars because I was deep in that world for a bit.
Awesome.
All right. Where are we going next, Michelle?
That's all I had for live questions, or from the forum.
Okay.
If anyone's noticed, we have a visitor on stage.
Oh, yay!
A
We
visitor.
do. Surprise visitor.
We do. Todd's here.
Yes.
Hey, what's good, everyone? Happy Friday, happy AMA Day, as I like to call it.
Are we calling him One
Todd,
Odd
tell
Bent
us-
or Todd?
Mr. Todd.
Now Todd Day.
Todd Day. Happy
Todd
Todd
Day.
Day.
tell us all about you a little bit.
Oh, man. Well, for starters, I love Gala because the community is awesome. The teams are awesome. Townstar is awesome. But as far as what I get to contribute is the UI, the marketing, the design work, and I think one of my favorites is the NFTs. Those are just always fun. I really love those.
Are you trying to say that you are the badass behind the artwork that has to do with the NFTs? Is that you?
I mean, I'm not going to say no, but I'd rather you say that than me. I'm incredibly modest. That's something people may not know, but when it comes to like work and art stuff, I'll let people speak for me.
Yeah, I was going to say very, very humble, far too humble. He's a legend. I mean, everyone's seen the old NFT art versus what we've got now. The level up is just amazing. I think he went and revamped off his own back as well. Just he's always in the background, just like we need to make this better. He's always there, just making sure that the art is crispy and amazing, and that's why we love him. And he's always in the community, making sure everyone knows that as well, that he's there for them.
No, totally. I mean, just to give some backstory, this goes back to me when I was a kid, and I'm sure other people have done this, collecting sports cards. And for me, it was always like the Marvel trading cards, and you get like the holograms, the gold foils. And with NFTs, I just kind of associate the two. Like, it's great to have utility and function within the game. Of course, that's top priority. But I just also want people to have a collection that they can look at and be like proud and know that the effort they put into collecting these, that they, fully support where Townstar is going. It just means a lot to me. So everyone's been really receptive and awesome, especially with the recent Halloween maze. That was a lot of fun, and I think that clearly says we could take these up even further for like special events or holidays. It's really a exciting time.
And that actually led to a pie debate internally, which was very funny.
Yeah, that was a fun one though, because I think the original was, like let's make these cards and stuff, but Halloween, for those who were with Gala last year, know the Haunted Mansion. And that was like one that people still refer to or talk about, and I took immense pride because I think that was like the first crack where I got told just do what you want with good reason. So gotta carry the streak, gotta carry the torch. I think Halloween is Town Star, if you ask me.
Hey, I'm jumping in here. I was distracted in Slack for a minute. Anybody have questions for Todd? Now's the time. I saw a lot of pizza. Go ahead.
It's about pizza. I will gladly answer them.
Is pizza a sandwich?
I would say a calzone could qualify. Otherwise, I think sandwiches are bottom tier food in comparison to pizza, and I will die on that hill.
What if you fold the pizza in half? Does it make it a sandwich?
I think on a technical level, yes, because a sandwich, correct me if I'm wrong, two slices of bread with the toppings inside the middle. So cheese, pepperoni, mushrooms. I think those would qualify.
Oh, this is a good question from Top Boy Q. Have you heard of Detroit style pizza?
I live for that. I'm a huge fan of uh that type of pizza. I always give slack to thin crust. I feel like it's just eating air. Uh, De Detroit style pizza is the like top tier, if you ask me.
I am
So,
feeling so vindicated right now. You just earned 10 points for the
oh
day.
yeah, coming from you, that is quite a honor. So, and I saw somebody ask though, when will there be pizza in Town Star? I think that is a great question. I don't have enough info to comment on, but believe me, I think that has been like a burning one in my mind. So hopefully soon, hopefully one day. I know a lot of cool things are coming down for Townstar though. One of which was a pixelated leak. Could have been something. I heard maybe it was a
That was a
bird,
turkey
a
cake.
dog, a turkey.
Turkey cake.
Turkey
Turkey
cake.
Actually, there's one question that I just want to raise up. Willow Martin asked, I think probably the most important question, which is Todd, why are you so amazing?
That's an easy one because I work with amazing people. You know,
Oh, nice answer.
you are who you surround yourself with. So yeah, the team is great. I can gush all day, but I don't want to take up the entire AMA about that. But thank you, though, Willow. That means a lot. Thank you.
It's also easy to be amazing when you're fueled by pizza and only pizza. It's
Ooh, I mean, you're not wrong. I, I think, well, look, pizza can be enjoyed any meal of the day. Breakfast, have it cold. Lunch, dinner after a hard day's work. I mean, come on. Is there a better food? I challenge anybody because it's not sandwich and it's not taco. And yes, those are fighting words. Turkey pizza.
Let's jump to. How about we move forward into that question that we have? One of the things we saw in October, there are a lot of strong player involvement and feedback, and opinions on the mazes. Rather than going off just what we think internally or what we're interpreting as everybody's impression, what did everybody think about all the work that came out in October? That's something exciting, cool, because we're thinking about continue on with it November and December in certain ways and kind of setting the bar for the project deliveries going forward. But we want to get everybody's opinion. What do you guys think? Good. Are we still on?
and to kind of touch on that as well, Todd even touched on it, which is, October is a big month for Townstar, but we'd just love to know, what maybe you loved or found interesting or thought was cool about October. Because we did see more players, we saw more people chatting, and so just kind of curious what that's about. Seeing constant new metas, constant mansion.
I'm still on pizza.
Fast Farmers?
It just sounds so good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, people loving the Halloween farmer as usual. He's been in, I'm sure it's 3 years on a row now. Is that 3 Halloweens? Yeah.
I do like that Halloween farmer. He's adorable with his pumpkin head, and he moves so fast.
I like the captain. Free NFTs.
Of course. I'll say
Themes are good.
that fall theme is just straight fire, man. That is just like Halloween in a nutshell. Love that.
A lot of love for the production monitor as well. That's a long time coming, so people are finally happy to see that.
Can we get an NFT card for the Halloween farmer? People want the farmer outside of Halloween?
I would love to do that as a skin. I think it's his big bright eyes. He's just got like 2 flashlights in his face, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah, you know what? I saw Chloe mentioned we should record bloopers of stuff we fixed before we release. That is one of the fun things about working on development, where you create a feature and suddenly wacky stuff happens with it because of a random bug. You want to capture those things, guys. They can be fun little release snippets we can do for the community as well. Anna says, production monitor plus NFT drops made October a great month. Thank you. So one of the things I talk about a lot is, product's reflection of the team. And if you have a team that's having fun, is productive, can get stuff done, great connection with the community, that just kind of builds on itself. And so we appreciate all your guys' support and comments and things. And you're getting to see the personality of the team come out, really, which is one of the things I love.
The nice part is that's not only for October, so we're going to keep that going. But do love to see all the comments about that. Really awesome.
Is it time to move on to leaks?
Oh gosh.
You can do some leaks.
Did we just leak?
So, I mean, first of all, Farmer Michelle, what's the current vote so far? Do we know? So we can. How's that going? We can quickly cover that one and give people a hint of what they probably should be practicing for.
Let's see. Right now, the winning jet fuel is in the lead. Let me get a screenshot of it. By 1 vote. Nope, 3 votes. I lied.
So if anyone doesn't agree with that, please go and vote. You'll find it in the announcements. How long left is on? Maybe a couple of hours?
I think it's just a couple hours.
Yeah, so a couple of more hours if you want to go and vote. Just as a note, the meta after this one will be another vote. And me and Farmer Michelle have picked some really interesting crafts that have been on the wacky list that people have always asked us for. I'm sure you all know some of them. We put some other ones in there, so they get to vote on those. So it's sort of a month where the community is going to decide 2 metas, because we love you and definitely like to see you vote on these things. And it's been funny watching the chat go back and forward around which one it was going to be. So in terms of some leaks, I can say I kind of leaked yesterday, didn't I? And said I'd leak today, so I kind of have to. So I was thinking for some December crafts, I'm thinking of doing multiple buildings. And I want to be really fun. I was telling Sage I want to use this as an opportunity